Welcome to another WIT Wednesday. Today I have WIT's lead designer, Shayna, with me, who is the mastermind behind all of our amazing web designs. Today we're going to talk about our creative process so you can get a sense of what it's like getting a website from WIT and how our team works with your team to really boost your brand and your online presence. So Shayna, tell us, when a client starts a new website build, where do we begin?
So after you decide that you want a website from WIT, we've decided if you want a rapid build or a custom build, which are our two website options. After that, we schedule a kickoff call, and that's really our opportunity to get to know who you are as a business, what your brand is about, your values, and really make sure we're capturing your overall look and feel of your brand. We really want to build up that brand authority and give you an amazing website that gives great user experience, really converts and works well for you. I always say your website is one of your number one employees because it's always working for you. So it's really important to have a great website. So the process is after that kickoff call, and we ask all these really important questions, again, really get an idea of who you are as a brand. Then we move into the internal wireframing process, which you can just think of is like the foundation of a house. It's a basic sketch outline of the website. From there, we move into research and we do mood boards. So that's really where we figure out your brand colors, your fonts, the overall look and feel that we're going for based on your location, who you are as a brand, your values. That mood board kind of captures the overall look and feel. And then from there, we move into mobile first design. So the reason we designed for mobile first is more and more users are using phones over laptop and desktop computers. And it's really important, especially in the home service industry, if there's an emergency in the middle of the night, they're going to use their phone, they're going to get onto Google, they're going to come to your website, and we want them to be able to click to call you very quickly. So we optimize for mobile first, and after we internally review and revise that mobile design, that's the really exciting part because then we get to show the client. And that's really fun because then we can really show the client how we've captured their brand, really captured their values, really want to make their website user-friendly, easy to use, and very conversion focused. We want people to easily be able to call you and fill out forms to contact you so they can schedule appointments. And then after the interior pages are done, we do a style guide and we file prep everything for dev. Once it's through the dev process, that's when we do content transfer from your existing website. That way we keep all your existing content, and then the SEO specialist will then go in and optimize the site and get it ready for site launch. We will also do a QA process, and that's where we're testing, making sure everything looks the way it's supposed to, everything functions properly. We test on laptops and various phones, iPhones and Androids. We just really want to make sure everything works and loads properly. So the QA process is very important.
So last question for you, Shayna. What do you see in terms of design trends moving forward, and how important is it to actually, watch those yearly trends? Is it something that, is really that important, or maybe it gets more focused than it deserves?
Yeah, I think trying to chase trends and keep up with them can really make your website seem a little more outdated if that trend goes away pretty quickly. So I try not to worry about specific design trends. The ones I really care about, obviously, are having a really optimized for mobile, because obviously that's not going away. People constantly are using their phones. The phones are constantly changing. So really keeping up with that, with all the different phones that come out every year, is really important. I think the other important thing that we haven't mentioned is photographs. So having real photos of your truck and your team and if your team interacting with customers is really important, that really helps bring your brand to life versus trying to rely on stock photos. We see a lot of the stock photo text, and I always joke that that guy works everywhere because he's on so many different websites. So really able to show your real team helps you stand out as well. Really brings that personality to life.
Gotcha. No, that makes so much sense. And I agree. I mean, following design trends, it's a balancing act because you want to understand like what trends are going to stick around and what's important from a usability standpoint, and even a brand recognition standpoint. But you also, if you chase a short-term trend and you plan on having the site for 3 or more years, or even just a couple of years, then it's going to be very obvious what year you actually designed that website in. So I'm glad that we balance that when we're designing our websites, knowing what's an important trend versus what's something that's just going to fade away and just happens to be in fashion this season.
Yeah, and the other important thing to think about is once a trend becomes really popular, everyone's website starts to look like that. So then that actually makes it problematic because now you are just another face in the crowd and you're not really standing out because everybody's website has the exact same look and feel because of that trend.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yes. Well, awesome, Shayna. I want to say thanks for joining us for this Wednesday. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And as a creative person myself, I always get a kick out of your process. It's just so fun to see these websites come to life and see our smiling, happy client faces when they get a new website launched and live. It's always super exciting for us. So thanks everybody for joining us for this Wednesday. I hope that gave you guys a sense of what our web design and creative process looks like, and what it feels like to build a website with WIT.
Thanks for having me, Davis. Thanks, everybody.